Hello everyone to the second episode of Kiddy Talk Reflections. I felt the first episode of Kiddy Talk Reflections was very fun to do. I'm very excited to do the second episode. I had a blast during the first episode. I said it was like almost a celebration because the channel was doing well. The channel is still doing well. It's not taking off, but it has a steady increase every day of subscribers. It's kind of like the tortoise right now. Slow and sure, maybe, is the answer for my channel, which I'll take it. I'm very happy to have new subscribers. So, the first thing I want to bring up is the very first insult I got. And this insult, I blurred out the person. They said to me, "Animal voiceover from Timu," and then some skeletons. I thought this was hilarious. I understood it right away because I heard kind of a similar joke in another YouTube video of someone else. The joke is Timu is like the cheaper version and the less quality version of Amazon. It's an online shopping experience. And how do I put it? Let's just say the products are cheaper. They're sold cheaper. So you run into some problems with quality sometimes. And the idea is, someone expects maybe quality, but then they get me. And I'm the Timu. I'm the low quality animal voiceover of YouTube right now. And I thought that was very hilarious because they're saying that, they don't like my videos as much as the other voiceovers, which is fine. That's completely fine. I don't mind that at all because I talked about in the first episode, I think I'm doing something very different than a lot of other voiceover people on YouTube. I'm trying to create sort of almost an environment where people really sort of cherish their pets and they don't want to see jokes that negatively insult or scare or harm their pets. They want to see jokes that are more of just what the animal experiences, in a normal day, in their normal hours. They just want to see jokes that the animal, it just comes out naturally. You don't have to force it on the animal. Just almost enjoying your animal for the sake of enjoying your animal, your pet. And so I don't feel bad at all when someone doesn't like my voiceovers because it just means that they have, a different sense of humor in regards to animals. And I replied, "Lol, ouch." I wish I had a funnier reply at the time, but I understood the joke right off the bat and I thought it was funny and I thought it deserved a reply. And, it was just funnier than someone saying, I disliked your videos. Someone could say that, which is fine. And if someone actually did say that, I'd probably thank them for just being honest. But saying that I'm the animal voiceover from Timu is it's pretty funny. It's kind of a funny jab. So that's my first negative comment, my first insult. And it was very fun. All right, so let's go into the reflections part of the episode where I look at past shorts. And right here, actually I'll go to the homepage first. This is the Kiddy Talk homepage, and what you can do this as well. You can click shorts, and the shorts can be organized in a variety of different ways. You pick oldest to see my oldest ones first. Now, if you watched the first episode of Kiddy Talk Reflections, you might notice that there are some shorts that are gone now. I talked about some shorts that I thought were not up to the quality and maybe 100% of the environment, the safe environment I'm trying to create. So I had no qualms about deleting them. And, if you feel that a short is offensive, you just let me know because I want you to feel on this episode, on this YouTube channel, I want you to feel that I don't want you to ever worry about seeing a video that you feel shows an animal in distress. Okay, the first video we're going to talk about is Otter Smashes Phone. It's right in the middle of the page. This was actually the very first video I created. I didn't upload it first, but it was actually the first video that I downloaded from the internet, from YouTube, and created some words. And the story was there. The story is actually the real story. I'll explain that after the video. But let's just watch it. And this is the very first video. Oyster plus smash equals food. Delicious food. Smash, 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 smash. That's not an oyster, that's my phone. Smash, 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 smashity smash, smash, smashity smash. Oyster. Alright, so the story was that, and this was the real story, according to the video, the otter enclosure at the zoo would feed their otters oysters, and oysters have this hard shell around this delicate meat inside. So you have to smash the oyster or break it open to get the meat. So the otter at the zoo is very used to breaking its food before it was able to eat. And someone actually dropped a phone in the enclosure, and the otter picked up the phone and tried to smash it because it thought maybe you could get some food out of the phone. And you've seen in the video there was actually a lady saying, that's my phone. I imagine it was the actual lady. This was the real story. I didn't change the video. I didn't change the sequence in any way. This was presented as the real story, and it's hard to 100% trust a video from YouTube because this wasn't the original source. So, maybe someone created this into a story a while back, but they fooled me, and I thought it was a fun video, and I just tried to tell the story, really. And I thought I did a good job of the otter just happily smashing the phone just happily. Completely oblivious that it's doing anything wrong. And, as it should be oblivious, if you drop your phone into a zoo enclosure, I don't think you can blame the animals ever for anything they do because, they're just doing their best, but I don't think they understand phones. Alright, let's go to the next short. Wolf Annoys Sister. Okay, so this is the one where it has the two wolves on the right. I mentioned in the first episode of Kiddy Talk Reflections that I would let you know if this was what I thought was the original source. It came from the original source. I believe that the link I provide in this short is the original source. It's from a group called Wolf Conservation Center of YouTube. Is it the original source? I'm not really sure. I'm sure a lot of you don't know, but you can actually search using Google Images where you take a photo of a video and you paste it into their image search, and then Google looks to see if there's any other. It actually is able to even find videos that are similar or the exact same. And I couldn't find any other sources. So it really pointed out that this might be the original source. So, this might be from an actual wolf conservation center. I used to live in a town that actually had a wolf conservation center. I don't mean it was this one. I just mean that I actually did live. It is something where a lot of animals that come to wolf conservation centers are half-breeds. They're half dog and half wolf. And you honestly got to feel sorry for them because it's hard to get people to look after them because they have that wolf in them, right? And so you have to be worried around children, and it have to be almost like a farmer or someone who lives in the on an acreage maybe that would take care of them. So there's all these half breeds, and this conservation center, at least where I used to live, would take them in, and they would do fundraising and stuff like that, and they would treat them well, and they care deeply about them. Anyways, let's watch the video. And I felt like this was just the story that I saw was a brother and sister arguing. It could have been a husband and wife arguing. It could have been two sisters. It could have been two brothers. I'm not sure. But I saw this story, and I talked about it in my first reflection video. I'm really just trying to tell the story from the animal's point of view because I think these stories are hilarious on their own. I didn't try to really add anything. And let's watch it.
Hey, sis.
Oh, it's you. Hey.
Yeah, it's me.
Look, why are you standing over me?
I don't know. Reasons?
Go away.
Oh, is this bothering you?
You know it does.
Your head looks like a nice place to sit.
You're getting on my nerves. Oh, you're such a pest.
Hey, sis.
Oh, alright, that's the story I saw, was like two siblings quibbling. But like I said, I don't know if husband and wife squabble like that. If you know about wolves, feel free to talk, to write in the comments your knowledge, if you have knowledge of the situation. I sure don't. Alright, let's go to the next video. The next video is called Cat 1000 Flying Paw Defense. This is a fun video. This is a cat overreacting to playful owner hand. And you can tell like it's just very, very playful feeling. There is a second video in this short. At this time in my YouTube channel development, I was trying to just get over the 15-second mark because YouTube, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, I'm like 95% sure, it requires 15 seconds or more for them to show your short. And the reason I say I'm 95 is because I believe that is exactly what I found out, is that I submitted some videos that were not 15 seconds and they were getting 0 views, and it was like YouTube was just not showing them. So I think I learned that you have to be at least 15 seconds. Now the shorts I create are like 20, 30 seconds, so I don't seem to have a problem with that. And I say I'm 95, 99% sure because it happened, like a few months ago. And I've done a lot of research. I've learned a lot of things about YouTube in that time. So I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I learned, but I'm not like, don't. You could almost take it to the bank. Yeah. I think I'm pretty confident with it. Anyways. And then the second video in this short is just a cat working out. But pretty fun videos.
I see you mean evil. Well, have you seen my 1000 flying paw defense? When you have the pump, you just gotta go for it. And shred those abs. Just shred them.
So I felt like these two videos went well together. Whenever I place a short and it has multiple videos, sometimes the shorts only have one video. But nowadays I'm kind of doing 3 videos, and I try to have them all the same topic. So if they're about dogs, they're all about dogs. If they're about kittens, they're all about kittens. If they're about food, they're all about food, stuff like that. So I felt like these 2 videos were similar to one another. All right, we're going to go to our next video. Cat runs to food. Now this one actually has a video I'm thinking of taking out. In fact, I'm thinking I will, because someone was offended by it. It was the second video. So the first video is of a cat hearing their food machine dish out food, and they run to it just in a comical way. The second video is of a cat that is waiting to be fed, and it's playing with its food dish. And I've had a few people say that they were sad for the cat. So I'm actually going to be removing this short, as I did after the first episode. I removed a few shorts, just because I want you to feel 100% secure that you're never going to feel bad for an animal on my channel. So and then there's actually 3 videos. The second video is fine, actually. It's the third video. So the second video, the cat just appears. Oh, I'm thinking of a completely different video. This is not actually the one. Actually, let me find that before I talk about this one, because I don't want to come back to it. I'm just going to take a second to look where it is. All right, I found the video. I will be actually taking this short down because I feel it doesn't reach to the 100% standard I try to set for this channel. Some people felt very sorry for this cat, and I understand why. And I feel that it's not a, it's not an issue to remove this because it's not that great of a video, anyways. It's of this cat. He or she is just playing with their food bowl. Hello. I'm going to defend myself a little just for a second, is because when I was researching and downloading the videos, this cat is sort of known for doing this, is the impression I kind of received. I'm not 100% sure if that's correct right now, but I will be taking that down because I don't want, it falls short of the standards I keep. Some of these early shorts fall short of the standards, and I just want to make sure that they are up to it. Okay, I'm going back to that video. We're going to see the first two videos again. I heard that. Okay, the third video that comes up, I really enjoyed this third video. The cat kind of gets tricked a little bit with this sucker. And the cat has enough self-worth to understand that it doesn't want to be tricked again. And no sucker is worth being tricked for. No candy is worth being tricked again or feeling bad about yourself. So this cat, kind of sticks up for itself. There's nothing, it's not a horrible video or anything like that, but you'll see what I mean. And I just love this cat. And I just love the reaction. And I love the story that I felt was there. And I just fleshed it out with words.
Hey. No. You fooled me. No.
I just love the self-worth that cat had. And it was like, I'm done. I'm not getting tricked again. And, good for that cat. Really good for that cat. I really enjoyed that video. Because of, like I said, that cat, stood up for itself, which is great. All right, we're going to go to Best Cat Brusher. I'm not going to make any comments, but maybe if you look at the video, the photo, or the video part, you'll understand the joke.
Brush. Better than any human I know. The smell. Oh. What? Ooh. I can't resist.
I'll let it run again.
Better than any human I know.
So the little kitty is actually brushing. The second video had a cat attacking feet, and I go through a lot of cat videos, trying to find ones of quality, trying to find ones that aren't too blurry or shaky, trying to find ones that are a certain time. There's a lot of videos that are like 3 seconds, which you can't really flesh out a story there. But I see a lot of videos of cats that love to attack feet. Cats love to attack feet, and I think it's just because it has strong smells, and we as people kind of associate feet with bad smells, but I think the cat, because maybe they just don't have those hang-ups, associate those strong smells with us. So, that's why they play with our shoes or our socks or our feet. But there's a lot of videos about cats playing with feet. Trust me. I come across a lot of them. Okay. I'm thinking we'll do our last short. No, 2 more. I was going to do 2 more. Okay, Very Sorry Kitty. This video, it's right in the center of the channel right now. A Very Sorry Kitty. It's this orange cat looking up. This orange cat is kind of being a bit too curious. And there's a part in the video where the orange cat actually looks to the right, and it just shows the intelligence of the animal. The animal knows it's being watched, and it goes back, like the eye goes back, and you can tell the animal's kind of preparing itself to be confronted by the owner, which it feels like it was being kind of a little bit bad, a little bit mischievous, but it shows the intelligence of our pets and how their emotions are so similar to ours.
What's here? Interesting. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey. I'm sorry.
So that was the whole video, and I just thought that little movement of the eyes was just so telling. So created that character. The real character of the orange cat. Alright, the last one I'm going to go through is You Will Not Take My Pets. This is of a person who starts petting a stuffed animal cat, and the other cat gets jealous. I'm not sure of the other clips on this short, but that's the first clip. I think it's quite funny.
What are you
and
petting
fun.
there? Huh? You will not take my pets.
Yeah, I'm actually going to restart that one and play it again because I think it's just fun.
What are you petting there?
A little jealousy.
Huh? You will not take my pets.
Or just saw it as a fun toy and played with it.
Smells good.
New bag day.
Love you. Love it.
Cat owners would totally understand this video.
I love you. What are you petting?
I'm gonna just play these both again.
Huh?
So was it the cat jealous? I'm not really sure. Maybe the cat was just having fun with the toy.
It's new.
But new bag day. Oh, I can tell you, my cat loves those days.
Love you.
The smell
Love it.
that comes from maybe
I love you.
If you get
you.
high-end food that maybe comes from the vet. I have to get food that helps the thyroid, and so it has some medicine in it. So I have to actually my cat food comes from a vet, and so it has the smells of the office, the vet office, and I think my cat just goes crazy for the new bag smell. Looks forward to it a lot. All right, we're going to go to a next segment called What I Do. This segment is where I talk about a little bit of the process of creating the videos. There's actually a lot of, tech stuff behind it, a lot of interesting things. So, I don't want to completely bore you, but I'll give you it in little pieces. And this piece today in What I Do, it talks about how I make the videos less shaky. Or the process of making them less shaky. So a lot of videos, when you watch them on YouTube, they're low quality in a lot of different ways. And one of the ways that they're low quality is they're very shaky. Now, if they're really shaky, there's not much you can do because the software you use actually warps the frames a little bit to make everything fit. And if they're really shaky, everything just gets warped and it's almost worse than if it was shaky. But if it's just like, someone shaking a little bit with their hand, there is something that there is a way to correct that. So that's what I'm showing you today on What I Do. I have the same video 3 times. The first time is the original video. It has the voiceover, but you'll see that it's wobbly. And if you look very closely, you'll actually see that it's almost like a tremor in the hand. Okay, so let's watch the original video.
Bruno, don't chew on his tail.
He put it right in my mouth. So, it might have been a little too quick for you to notice, but if you were working on the video and spending the time I do with the videos, you would really notice that it was shaky. So what I do is which one do I use? I use Adobe Premiere Elements. It's an Adobe software, but it's one that I bought a long time ago. I don't actually have to pay a subscription. A lot of people have to pay subscriptions now for their software editing. I bought this and I kept it, and it does what I need to do, so I'm not upgrading. I think I talked about in my first episode, I use a lot of technology from like 10 years ago, and I'm using it to the fullest it can, and it's working great, and so I don't have to spend money. So what you're going to notice in the second part is it centers the animals. The original video is wobbly, and the software is making the dog stay right in the center, and what happens is you actually see the wobbles on the side.
Bruno, don't chew on his tail.
He put it right in my mouth.
So you can see it going back and forth there. So I'm actually going to show that part again. So that is after initial shake reduction. And it centers the animal so that the animal is not moving, but then everything around it is shaking. So what you do after that is you just put some black, I call it cutting off the sides. You actually don't cut off the sides. What you do is you just put a black frame around the sides, and you don't see that shake anymore. So that's the process. This is the last part of it.
Bruno, don't chew on his tail.
He put it right in my mouth.
So now the dog is centered, but it's not shaking. Okay, next segment, let's look at the caution. And I talked about in my first reflection video how I come across some videos. And I want to talk about what I worry about with YouTube. And what I worry about with YouTube is someone putting a video where people want to maybe copy it or feel like that's okay. And I have a really high standard with how we should treat pets. My pet is perhaps one of the closest relationships I have in my life. And I saw a video, and I'm actually going to show you a drawing of the video. What it is that someone's holding out a plate and the cat is making a funny face. And literally, it's just the cat making a funny face. But I won't make a video out of that. I won't make a story out of that because I feel that is putting the animal in a negative situation. And if people saw videos that were making, let's say, they were popular and maybe making money, they would put their animal in the same situation to create those videos, right? So I did a drawing, and it just shows a sad face on the cat because in the video, it kind of just looks strangely at the food and, wags its head a little bit. But my point is that I think YouTube is like a copycat thing for a lot of cultures out there. The whole world is watching YouTube, and what we place on our videos almost talks about how we treat or what's okay, right? What's okay to do. And so if you come from a culture that maybe isn't really as used to having pets, you might think that, oh, this is okay to do. Even if it's like, this one is like, this was a pretty tame video, but it could become something that actually hurts the cat's feelings, right? Or upsets the cat in some way. So if you are someone who wants to make animal videos, try maybe not to make videos of your pets disliking food, because it might be funny in a situation. It might be funny in your household because you know that you treat your pet really well, and it's just this one-off experience, and you weren't trying to make your pet uncomfortable, but it just so happened, stuff like that. Other people won't see that. They'll just see that, oh, this is funny, I'm going to recreate it. So that's the caution part. And I did the drawing because I never want you to feel like you are watching a video that might upset you. So another one I did, it's hard to tell right now, but it actually gets blurry for quite a while, like for a few seconds. And I just don't think that the video itself is quality enough. The script and the voiceovers are good, but the actual video quality, I thought originally it was good enough, but then when I watched it again, I thought, okay, it's kind of blurry and maybe it would hurt some people's eyes, so I didn't include it. So this is the video.
I love sleeping in the chair.
I love sleeping in the corner.
So it might be hard for you to see, but it is blurry and it's just not up to the standard that I thought I try to keep my videos. Now, another segment that I want to talk about is should I use this? I'm thinking that I'm not going to, actually. I'm not going to, or maybe I should. Maybe it's harmless. It's this dog pushes this pillow onto this cat, and I don't know if I should include it or not. I'd like to hear your thoughts before I make my judgment. It's, it's in itself, it's a harmless video, but I don't want to have other people thinking, oh, what if I made this 10 times better, like I don't want to have that effect. So there it is. So the dog just pushes the pillow onto the cat. And I think it's funny, but I don't think I'm going to use it. It has the potential of having animals sort of fighting in a way, and I don't want to promote that. So I'm not going to include it. I'm not going to create a video out of that. It was itself harmless, but it's not the right direction. Okay. The next part is, the last part is, how do I use this? I love this video, and I'm actually going to open it and pause it, and I'll just stop it. So this video, a lot of the reasons I like this video is because it's got really good sound. It's a long video. It's hard to get videos that are over like 5-6 seconds. But I don't see the story, and I don't see how to make it compelling. But like the video technical quality is just so good that I wanted to include it on this episode and ask you, do you see a story here? And I don't mean a story that's made up. I mean, what is the story? What is the kitten thinking? How can we make this part of our feel-good, entertainment? And so I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it a few times. It's just technically such a good video that it's almost a shame not to use it. So that little kitty is having a conversation with its owner, a very, seems like, warm conversation. And I just don't know really what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't think it's wanting milk. I don't think it's wanting its mom. Maybe the story has to go in the direction of like, how was your day? And I'm just not sure. And like I said, I don't want to create a story. I want to just flesh out what's there, because the cat has a lot of expression. The cat's very happy to talk. I sense a bit of relief of like, oh, I'm so happy you're here, a little bit. That's kind of what I sense, but I don't know if I'm putting that into the story. But this is where you come out with your comments, and you can say what you think the cat is talking about. What is this kitten talking about? And that would be the story. So that is episode 2 of Kiddy Talk Reflections. Thank you so much for coming on this voyage. I was very happy to do this type of video. I guess that's it. It's almost like I don't want the reflection to be done, but it is done, and I have to go. And thanks for watching.